I'm Jane and I have age-related macular degeneration, which I've had for 13.5 years. My diagnosis was rather strange really. I went to have a routine eye check. Eventually I saw an ophthalmologist and was told that I'd got macular degeneration. It's very hard to hear things like that. The spontaneity goes out of your life, your independence gets a bit knocked. I do know my house inside out. You need to be tidy. If the worst comes to the worst and you can't see very well, at least you'll know where things are. Some friends came for a coffee and they said to me, "Gosh, you are independent. We keep forgetting that you can't see." Top gadgets are my iPad, magnifying glass, and I've got a little reader that I can put in my handbag. And the most important one is to have a fluid level indicator that you stick on the side of a cup and it beeps so that you're not going to scald yourself. If you are newly diagnosed or your condition is deteriorating, light is massively important. I think one of the worst things that happened was having to give up driving. My son-in-law suggested that I made the choice myself rather than have it imposed upon me, and what a good idea it would be to give up driving in the spring, which I did. And so by the time the autumn came, I'd sort of got used to being without a car. I use the bus quite frequently into our local town. I do use the train, and I do use passenger assistance, which is the best thing since sliced bread. One of the things that happens when you're sight impaired is you tend to not go out so much. It really is important that you do, because if you stay in too much, the walls get closer together. One of my children had a congenital heart disease and had major heart surgery when she was 10 months old. And my husband collapsed and died when he was 55, and this has had as much impact on my life as those two events. I first came upon the Macular Society through my daughter, who brought me an advert from our local paper to say that there was a meeting in the local town hall. In my professional career, I was a health visitor and was very much involved with supporting families. And through default, I became the leader of our local macular support group, and it has given me a purpose in life. You don't lose the skills that you had before you became sight impaired. I have terribly dark days. I have lots of laughter. I've learnt to laugh at myself, things that I can't do. My biggest tip for coping with emotional difficulties, taking on board macular degeneration, is to talk to somebody about it. The Macular Society run a very good counselling service, and they listen to what you're saying about how you're coping with your disease and the frustrations that you're feeling. It's really, really vital to know that there is somebody out there that can support you through this really difficult journey.